guys, welcome to this, whatever the hell this is, business. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a bit of, sorry, just onto the camera, there you are. Right, so we're just doing a bit of cash flow. Yeah. So what is cash flow? Well, you might have done this at Business 1, but we're going to do Business 2 this time. So just go over what we already know. Just going to one or two advantages and disadvantages. So an advantage could be it supports application for finance. Now this could be from getting a bank loan, say for example. So it supports application finance. So if if Jim wanted to go down and get a good old loan, he'd have to have a cash flow. Now with business would need a cash flow because an investor is not going to invest in any business. He wants to know how well that business is doing. I mean, if Jim's teddy bear business was going downhill and it was losing money each month and spending loads on teddy bears and he was inviting loads of kids to his parties, and it's not going to go very well, is it? So the bank wouldn't invest in that type of business. So it gives an idea of how the business is performing and its forecasted profits, for example. So it supports application finance. As I said, it's just one advantage of many. However, it assumes external factors remain constant. Now this is quite a painful disadvantage, purely in the essence, because that say if you've got you want to purchase supplies, say Bills and Bubbles car wash, it's a mighty business that you're going to learn. You have a lot of case studies that from AQA. So if you've got Bills and Bubbles wanted to purchase £200 of car washing soap and whatever it needed to, maybe a golden flying bicycle to carry around the equipment on. Then if that price went up, then obviously they'd need more inflows to cover the cost to maintain their profits. So if they had any plans for investment, they'd need to keep that all nice and steady. So that is one disadvantage of a cash flow. But what we're going to look at in Business 2 is something called a cash flow problem. Now it's not just a disadvantage. Looking at a whiteboard that's rubbed off. Right, so yeah, it's not just a disadvantage, it could be, well, I'll tell you the actual definition. I'll write it down, you should be able to remember it. So a definition of a cash flow problem is when a business has insufficient cash inflows to pay off all its cash outflows. Which basically means that, so it needs to raise some cash or increase its cash inflow or decrease its cash outflow, which we'll come to in a moment. So the causes of a cash flow problem, well, we could have something called credit. Now credit is not something you just find picking up off the floor. It's giving your customers time to pay you money. I mean, they're not going to want, many customers don't have the money to purchase a car immediately. No one has just, oh, there's £30,000 behind the couch. You know what I'll do? I'll go and buy a car. Well, unless you live that lifestyle, then good on you. You should donate to me. If you don't, then, well, you can have something called credit. Hopefully, unless you don't steal it. Which obviously would be bad. So, credit. There's two major disadvantages, well, causes of cash flow problems in terms of credit. The first one that we're going to look at is where a company gives too long or too much of a credit period. I just put too long credit periods. Now you may be asking, well, if it's bad for a business to give credit, why does it give it? Well, if we assume the business in question is in a large market, which you may have to consider in your exam, because obviously I've done every exam. So some may have a mass market, and to entice customers, instead of just saying, yes, we'll give an offer on that product, we'll give it away for free, you know what, we'll pay you to take it away. First of all, that's not going to be good for business. And second of all, your competitors will have to match that. But one thing they may not be able to manage is your credit periods. Now, an efficient business will give shorter credit periods and be able to withstand long credit periods because they will have bought from their suppliers also on credit, which is a way of solving a cash flow problem. So anyway, 2 long credit periods, and then we've got something called overtrading. I'll come back to the other credit problem in a moment. Overtrading. Now, overtrading is in essence when a business has, it's basically the main part of a cash flow problem. So if it wants to expand, say Bill and Bubbles wanted to go to the far ends of Stockport, and it wanted to buy the biggest facilities in town, which is probably the size of McDonald's, by the way. So if you wanted to do that, you'd have to have some serious funds, and serious funds could mainly come in the way of not bank loans if you want something long term, because if you need a long term bank loan, that would indicate that your business is pants. So a business yes, we're going to have loads of orders, but Jim from the corner shop only wants 1 order of Jimbo John's mint balls, are quite nice and round, which means they would be overtrading and would become insolvent, which would be bad. And then the other credit problem that a business could encounter is poor credit management. Now, credit management is when a business has to send out letters and reminders to people who bought on credit saying, well, your Curry's PCTV from Debenhams. It wouldn't work like that, but let's just go with it. You need to pay the £7 billion and 2 pence and 69 millipence of that within 2 days, 2 hours and 2 milliseconds on the dot. Some customers may not like getting that reminder, but they may forget to pay for it. Obviously, inverse forget means they want to forget, and that would be bad for the business. So poor credit management could lead to something called bad debts. Now, bad debts are where customers are unable to pay for some reason, and this could be because they've just escaped. They've said, yeah, we'll pay you in another month. Oh no, we'll pay you next year. We'll pay you 2 years. We'll pay you after your company's gone bust. We'll never pay you. It's basically what they're saying. That is a result of poor credit management. So as the company has produced the good, it costs them to pay the supplier, and then the company is not going to want to. Hey, there you go, just have a car. Why? We don't care. We don't care. But it's not very good, that is it? It's not good for cash flow, because cash flow measures the inflows and outflows to a business, and the forecasting predicts the inflows and outflows to a business. It's not a target, it predicts it. That's the difference between cash flow and budgets, which we'll come on to in another video. More fun for you to watch. Stay tuned. I'm not going to say after these adverts because you've got more of this to come. So, poor credit management. Our next, what we're going to talk about is stockpiling. That's it. Wasn't sure which way around to do it. So, stockpiling. It says what it does on the whiteboard, basically. So, a stockpiling business would hold stock, and that represents a big fixed cost to a business. Because you don't just go, oh well, we'll just leave it on the side, on the road. Because Jim Bob Jones will come along, pick it up, run down the road and go, I'm having this car because you've left it on the road. And obviously that means it won't get sold and the business will lose money. if it got damaged, or they'd have to, you know, a lot of faff around. So they prefer to stockpile it, and this could be good if they were predicting if they were trying to stable the demand and the price of the products in a market, but that's more economics than business. So stockpiling. Or as I say, if they were expecting an increase in demand, stockpiling would allow businesses to respond to that. But obviously, that's assuming that would happen. And if it doesn't, they have to sell it at a lower price, which may be lower than their cost of producing the good or service, which to the business would be a bad thing. But to you or I, it'd be good. But we're looking in terms of a business here. And then the next problem is unexpected events. Say if World War III broke out and you know, things happened, then you know, just probably it might destroy the business. Business gets bombed, you know. That is a bad unexpected event. I don't think any business would predict that. So, an unexpected event. I even find myself laughing at this. Is just incredible fun. So, an unexpected event. So, it could be a war, increase in costs. Two extremes there, but just to give you an idea and a bit of fun.